Good evening. It is still December 13th, and to pick up where I left off, I went to check out the visitors' lounge, and yeah, it was really nice. Like drinks and stuff. But yeah, the Wi-Fi was fast, and I was like the only person there. And I realized I was the only person wearing a mask. And then after that, like for the whole rest of the day, I've noticed like nobody wears a mask. Like indoors, outdoors, it just doesn't seem like it's like arriving in New Zealand pre-August, where it's like COVID doesn't seem to exist in Queensland because it doesn't really. Like there haven't been any real local cases, so like nobody even seems to really use the app to check into places. But so I feel like I'm gonna have to untrain myself for a lot of things. But it's a lovely feeling, like just to be at the supermarket and not see anybody wearing masks, and just knowing that everybody is safe and well vaccinated, and it's just lovely. It is lovely. It's a great feeling. Speaking of vaccination, so my arm is a little bit sore, but like I just feel exhausted, like super exhausted, and it might possibly also be due to the time change because crossing over the border to Queensland, it is a different time zone. Yeah, so I guess there's that, but I am just so ready to, like, I mean, it's only not even 6 o'clock, and I am ready to crawl into bed. I'll probably still stay awake for another, maybe, I don't know, hour or so, maybe two. Yeah, and so what did I do after? So yes, I wandered around so Broad Beach and Surfers Paradise, and of course it's lovely and gorgeous and just awesome, and it's very reassuring because I mean, there's a large part of me that would happily just like find a place to live here and just hang out on the Gold Coast, anywhere on the Gold Coast, but particularly in Broad Beach. And yeah, it's so lovely, so lovely. So even if I like the rest of the trip is, I'm not going to say useless because I'm sure it'll be awesome, but if it doesn't, if I don't find any land or there's nowhere en route that I'm like, wow, this really amazes me, I would be so happy to come back to the Gold Coast and just exist. Yeah. So so quite reassuring. And then, so in the afternoon, I moved on I went up to Brisbane, but it's such a short trip. It's like you leave the Gold Coast, you pass a few theme parks, and then all of a sudden you're in the suburbs of Brisbane. And so I am here. I picked out a spot, like it's right on the ocean. I haven't been into the CBD yet. I just drove sort of through the southern suburbs, and I'll show you behind. So there's a pool there, like a saltwater pool, I think, and then beyond that is the ocean. And yeah, this is where like they've got showers here. I was feeling like hamburgers tonight, and so I stopped in at Woolies and got everything that I needed for hamburgers. And they have little areas here to cook things, so I put up my kind of stove, and I don't know, spent like an hour or two just cooking and eating. So feeling really full right now, full and exhausted. I don't think there was really anything. Oh, I went to the library. That's right. I checked out the library to find out what their Wi-Fi was like, and if they had like charging ports and stuff like that. And they do. It's a brand new library, super lovely. And walked through the little village here. There's a train station 2 blocks away or whatever. It's just this beautiful little suburb by the ocean, and it should hopefully make tomorrow much easier than anticipated because I can just take the train and then connect to a bus, which connects to the ferry that will take me out to the islands off the coast that I've been wanting to go see for, I don't know, feels like at least a year now, for my first bit of looking at land. And yes, the land may have tripled in price over the past year, but I think it might still be good value. So I'll have a look tomorrow, and if nothing else, it'll be a lovely trip because the islands just look very, very beautiful, and I can do it all on public transit. That's the intent. I'm not going to drive out to the ferry terminal, just because I want to, not drive and just see what it's like on public transit from closer in towards the city out to the ferries. And so the journey is meant to take about an hour and a half. And I'll probably just spend all of the day out in the islands and then come back here and have some food at the end of the day. And then I'm not too sure what I'll be doing after that. I guess it'll depend on how things go tomorrow. So I don't feel like it was a super busy day, but it feels really long, and I'm sure I've already said it like 1,000 times, but I'm feeling so exhausted. So just ready to get back into the van and get ready for a night of very good sleep. All right, good night.